got to tell you about this geezer in work. There was this fella, right? I'm telling you now, he's only a little fella as well. He's off his head, right? And I mean mental, yeah. And he talks about the most random shit that I've ever heard in my life, right?
Is he verbal diarrhea?
Yes. Yeah,
people like that do my fucking
it's
head.
verbal diarrhea, right? But he was coming out with some of the most mental shit, yesterday, right? And I was thinking to myself, it's the first time I've ever spoke to him, and I've heard the stories about him from other people. And he came and just started randomly talking to me the other day, and I thought, this is going to be brilliant, because I'm just going to poke him with a stick and just get the most random stories, and I'm going to do like a weekly update on him, right? He got a fucking sack today. I spoke to him yesterday. He got a sack today, and I thought, fuck's sake, like,
what did he get a sack for?
I don't know, to be honest. I hope it ain't nothing bad, but it was just he's batty, right? And he come up to me and he started talking to me about council house. He's got a council house and he owes them £2,500 worth of rent, but they can go and fuck themselves, right? And I was like, I was just like, you don't want to fuck about with the council, mate. He's going, no, I'm going to move into this flat share, and it's just going to be one big pie all the time. And I'm like, well, that's not good, is it, if it's one big pie all the time? He goes, yeah, it's going to be one massive, they've got decks and that downstairs, and they're just going to have one big party just constantly going. And I'm like, okay, what happens when you want to sleep though? Because you do get up quite early in the morning. He goes like that, no, I won't need to sleep. If you've got a party like that, you won't need to sleep. All drugs and sex should be free, right? I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, man, you are batty, ain't you? And then he went to me, I'm a lion, you know. I went, what? He went, I'm a lion. I've got the spirit of a lion. He went, I don't need to sleep, I don't need to do that. I've got the spirit of a lion, and I'm going to go and do what I always wanted to do. I went, what's that? He went, I'm a rapper. I'm a rapper. I went, yeah. He went,
what the fuck?
Huh? He was working, right? He was working constantly then, and he went to me, what did you used to do before? And I really didn't want to get into it, and I went to him like, bits and pieces. He went, I've done this 4 times. I went, what, worked here 4 times? He went, yeah, I leave before I get to the year. And I went, why? He goes, every job I've had since I was 18, I leave just before I get to a year. I went, why? He went, because that's when the pension kicks in. I went, what do you mean? He went, that's when they want to start making you pay a pension. And I'm not paying a pension because that's just funding the government. That's funding the wars. That's funding it. And I'm like, so you leave before you start? He goes, yeah, I'm not fucking paying into a pension, man. They're going to get you when you're older with your pension and all this. I'm like, you do know you can opt out of a pension, don't you? He went, what? I went, you don't have to pay a pension. He went, what do you mean? I went, when you get to the point where you have to pay the pension, you can sign a bit of paper saying, I don't want to pay into the pension. He went, no, you can't. I went, I promise you, mate, you can. He goes, I'm 32. He went, I've been leaving jobs for 14 years. So you're telling me I could have signed a bit of paper and not got had to pay into a pension? I went, yeah. He went, you're telling lies. I went, okay, no problem. He goes, yeah, well, he's been working here for 6 months. He goes, 6 months time, mate, I'll be gone. I'll be doing something else. I'll be a rapper by then. I went, okay, no problem at all, right? And then, what was the other thing he said to me? He was talking to me about fishing. He said, do you like carp fishing? I went, not really. He went, I like to catch the carp and then throw them back in the water. I went, okay. I went, that's what everyone does, doesn't it? He went, no, my mate eats them. He was just coming out with some random arse shit, man.
I'll tell you what, right? You want to hear a funny story about work, right? I've just started a new job. Right, so I've been there about 3-4 weeks now. Last week, you know, you get
I can't go over what you just told me.
You know, you get the office chairs with the wheels on, right?
Yeah.
So I was sitting at my desk, and like where I sit, there's a sort of like in the middle, and there's all people that sit around me, and my pen dropped on the floor, and it rolled under the fucking what's it called, the drawers. So I bent down to try to get it, and I can't reach it. So as I've gone down to get it on my knees, the high vis has got caught to me. So I've sort of gone, but the chairs come with me, and I fell on the floor. They all run around. They thought I just bowled over, like I passed out.
Oh my God, Ryan!
No, that's what they done. And I went, what?
You should have just laid on the floor.
I just popped up. That's what I said. I said I should have just played on it and gone, help.
Please
help me. But it's just the way it happened. Like, it got caught to me and I just went over and it made a loud noise and they thought I was just sitting there and I just bowled over. Like, and they all come, like, two people got up and run round towards me going, Ryan, are you all right? I just popped up like a meerkat. I went, yeah,
you should have went, it's hot.
That's what I thought. Like, I said I should have played on that. I could have had a bit of time off, but that was fucking funny. And there's cameras in the office and I think she's trying to look back to find it. I'm sure it was like last Tuesday, but I'd love to watch that again just to see the way I bowled over.
Tell me more about this guy.
Okay, right. So I'll tell you something else, right? He makes me a bit nervous. He made me a bit nervous, right? So I was walking through the car park, right? And he started following me through the car park, yeah? But I mean, to the point where I was walking and I was diving between cars and he was making every movement that I made, following me, right? Like he was racing. Like we was on a racing course, yeah? And then I stopped to do something and he went past me, yeah? And this is God's honest truth. I fucking shit you not, right? He started going like that. In the middle of the car park. No noise, no nothing. Smiling to himself, doing this, right? And then he run to the end of the car park, yeah? And as I was like, doing my patrol around the car park, he was like hiding behind the cars, and every now and then I just see him go like that from behind the car. And then he disappeared. He's just the guy's crank. He's a crank, mate, and he works at the airport.
Yeah, that's the worrying thing.
Yeah,
he's the fucking pilot.
He works at the airport.
I bet he steals people's luggage as well.
I've never seen him eat nothing, and once I'll see him in Burger King. I've got a picture of him as it happened. I'll show you after. He used to dress. We used to call him the assassin, right? Because he used to have this like snood on that he'd always cover his face with, a pair of like sunglasses, a cap, and a pair of gloves. Yeah, and like once I went up to the terminal and I was sitting there and having a coffee, and he went into Burger King, but he didn't order anything from Burger King. He just stood. Right, and I've got a picture of him doing this by the drinks machine, like a bouncer. Like, and everyone that was coming towards the drinks machine, he'd do that. But not say nothing. Then just, they'd stop. He's got like IVs on and that. They'd stop, think he was doing something, and then they'd go, and they'd go and they'd get their drink. He was just standing in Burger King, just standing there, like that.
Fucking weird guy, man.
Just weird, yeah, weird.
Show me the picture.
I'll show. I'll dig it out after, mate. But honestly, mate, weirdest guy I think I've ever met. He would have been fascinating to talk to every day. Honestly, when I started talking to him, I was thinking, this is fucking pure gold, this shit, man. And he's got the sack today. He got the sack. I'll have to find out what for.
His pension must have been up.
yeah. Probably said, they probably said to him, you got to make pension contribution. But yeah, weird.